Zach Sang Show. We got Heather.
Hi.
We got Dan.
Hey.
We have Shawn Hook and Vanessa Hudgens.
Hey.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
How are we today?
Fantastic.
I'm doing pretty well today.
Yeah.
Good to know.
The excitement was just insane,
Through the
man.
roof.
Reminding Me is the single. You both are on it.
Yes.
Really beautifully done.
Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah? Tell me.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not used to the new studio setup, Shawn.
I'm
so,
not.
Like, you're
I know. I'm just kind of like, it's all good.
You don't know who to be.
Reminding Me is the song. It's beautiful. Seriously, the two of you on it, phenomenal. And my interpretation of the record, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, and I obviously want to hear the story behind it. I feel like it's two people who broke up with each other, but ultimately regret the decision, and they're singing to each other, but totally separate. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Complete sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much the vibe. I mean, it's about kind of moving on and using a new relationship to kind of move on from a past relationship before you're really ready to. And, you know, sometimes it takes perspective to really realize that, oh my God, I think I messed this up. And that's kind of the sentiment of the whole song. And from the songwriting perspective, yes, it's about each person singing about that moment and think about that moment and realizing that, damn, maybe we had it good, but life got in the way.
Did that happen to you?
I'm trying to think back. I mean, not this story specifically.
Yeah.
You know, I co-wrote the song with two other writers, so we bring in ideas and inspirations. But yeah, I've had that. I've had that feeling in the past where I've definitely questioned, was that the right decision? And you know, especially in the first love. You know, the first time I was in love, and then coming out of that.
Yeah.
It's tough to get over. I watched every single breakup movie in the book to try to get over it, and did whatever I could to get over that. So, you know, I try to draw from that when I'm writing a song. I think there's elements of that in Reminding Me.
It's beautiful. And the two of you, did you meet for the first time when you shot the music video? Did you meet prior? Like,
We met
for
a couple
coffee.
of days before for coffee. Yeah. Which was smart because if we had met on the set of the music video, it would have been very awkward.
Yeah, I mean, our first scene was the bed scene.
Yeah.
So if that was the first time we had ever met,
Be like, hey, I'm Vanessa. I'm in my underwear.
yeah,
nice to meet you.
What's up?
underwear moment.
Steamy. Very sexy. Really, it's well done. And black and white.
I know, it's
you.
cool.
It's elegant.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the goal was to make, you know, a cinematic video. We didn't want it to come off sleazy. We wanted it to come off classy, sexy, and I think Aya Tanamira, the director, did a great job capturing those moments and was great in directing us through it. Because there were some awkward moments at first, and but yeah, I'm happy with how it came out.
No nerves on either one of your side, like before getting into bed for this music video and literally, you know, bearing a whole lot?
I don't know if it was nerves rather than just being like, okay, this is something that's happening and we're just going to make it as chill as possible. And my way to do that is to wink a lot, which I realized might have been a little uncomfortable for Shawn, but at the time it was
Like,
fine
what
for
is
me.
she doing right now?
Is this an eye twitch?
Well, it's just like, you know, you're trying to like be sexy and like you just become self-aware and it's like, hey, what's up? And then it's like you're making fun of yourself and it just allows you to take things a little less seriously.
Sexiest shoot you've ever done? Out of all the shoots you've been a part of?
I mean, I've shot in some
Yeah.
pretty sexy things.
That twerk video the other day, though? Come on.
Thank you.
That's up
Things
there.
happen when a bunch of girls get together and you find a new app that allows you to make music videos very effortlessly. It's fun.
Dude, it looked legit.
Yeah, I know. It's literally me like filming my girlfriends in our backyard where our dog is like sitting next to us looking at us like, what are you guys doing?
You couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Right out of the late 90s. Easy.
Good. I like it.
Yeah.
The filter, that's what I was going for.
It was you nail on the head. You know, beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, it was sexy for you, right? Sexiest thing you've ever done on camera. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know what you do privately, but like,
There,
you know.
think
about it.
There's a music video I shot in Canada. It's called Relapse. You have to watch that.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just leave it there.
That's a good tease, man. Really good.
Shawn, why did you pick Vanessa for this song?
Vanessa's a great artist, performer. You know, when we were thinking of having a feature on the song, there was a bunch of names going around the label and amongst my manager, amongst my team. And Vanessa was at the very top of that. And, I told them if she's into it, I want to meet with her for coffee and see what her vibe's like. And I think we totally clicked when we met, and we had a lot of the same common interests. And I think the big one was music, and went from there.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of hearing the song?
I was like, this is a hit. It's great. It's so good. Because I was like, it's kind of off the beaten path a little bit in regards to like what's out there on the radio, but is still mainstream enough to be playing on the radio. But it's just cool, and it has a great little story in there. So I was like, I would love to be on it.
Do you
Sexy.
always have like your hooks in music, like even while you're acting and doing all of this other stuff? Like, have you never really left music? Like, you always keeping your ear open.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a music fanatic. Like, I always have music playing, and I have such a wide taste in music. One day I'll be listening to bossa nova all day, and the next day I'm listening to Kendrick all day. Like, it really depends on my mood. So music is a very prominent thing in my life, whether it's publicly or privately.
Would you ever go back and do solo music again?
Music is just a part of my life in general, so that will always be there.
Okay, cool. Dude, Colors of the Wind, your cover, game changer for me.
Game changer?
In my life, yeah, it gave me a new perspective on Pocahontas, a really great princess.
Hey, that's awesome.
Truly.
I mean, I love all the Disney princesses, but if I can bring one to your attention in a new light, I'm very happy about it.
Would you ever consider playing a Disney princess, ever?
Of course. What girl doesn't want to be a Disney princess? Well, maybe there's some, but I would love to be one.
Disney calls you tomorrow and says, we're doing a live remake of, or a live version of Aladdin. Jasmine's available.
I'd be like, it's a whole new world.
Nailed it.
Beautiful.
Killed it.
Did you feel or think that putting Vanessa on a song like this she would steal all the attention? Were you worried about that at all?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was more of the attention she'd bring to the song, and the hope. And so far, what has been shown is that there's been a whole new audience that's come to the song, and her fans have seemed to embrace it. And also, I've gained a lot of new fans myself. So it's kind of been what we planned for it to do. And I've always believed in the power of a song. I think initially there's like, whoa, Vanessa Hudgens is doing music. Like, that's amazing. Let's go check it out to see what Vanessa's done. And they're like, oh, who's this Shawn Hook guy? But now it's like, oh, yeah, that's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
And the song's doing its thing. And when you believe in the song, which I do, then it takes care of you.
And it's doing that right now. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful record, and people
Thank
are
you.
reacting to it, and it's doing really well, man. Congratulations to the both of you. Seriously.
Thank you.
Beautiful. When was the first time you heard of Vanessa? Like, when did she enter your zone in your life?
It's a good question. I was probably somewhere up in Canada.
Were you young?
Yeah, I guess. I was in my teens. Maybe. I don't know. Like, when was
the first High School Musical when I was 15. It came out when I was 16.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm 28 now.
Yeah. I was up in Canada. I had graduated from high school. I think I was going to college maybe.
Was it High School Musical?
Yeah, I think so.
And your thoughts on HSM in that moment?
HSM.
That's a good question. We're going deep.
I'm wondering.
I actually haven't seen it, so
There you go. That's what I thought. I was like, if you're in college, I doubt you're gonna watch it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can admit. I mean, I'm a little offended, because I'm a High School Musical, forever for the rest of my life. But you should watch it. It's really great.
Maybe I will. I'll watch it now in hindsight.
Now you can watch it and laugh at me.
Never. I think
Don't offend me.
I think the movie's timeless.
Well, yes, of course, but just like him meeting me now and then being able to watch that when I'm like a baby.
Right.
It's like home videos almost for the entire world to watch, except not, because it's way more coordinated and put together than a home video would ever be. But I'm like a baby. I'm a baby.
I've got homework.
Has there been a moment like from that era of you that you look back and you go, wow, I wish this didn't exist, or I wish I never did this, or I wish this song didn't happen?
No, because I mean, like, everything that I've done career-wise, personal life-wise has gotten me to be the person that I am today, and I love the person that I am today, so I wouldn't change a thing. The hard things, the happy things, the fun things, everything has has really molded me, and I'm grateful for all of it.
It takes a while to get to that moment, though.
Oh,
right?
yeah, of course. I mean, everyone has highs and lows in life, and when you're in the spotlight, it's just everything's a bit more amplified than it would normally be. So, I mean, yeah, of course, but like, I'm me, and like, it's cool. Like, it's all good.
It's not about
life is life.
What about rapping at the BBMAs? Are you proud of that? Did you watch that back yet?
I have not watched it back. I probably won't.
I thought you killed it. I was sitting there. I was like a proud mom in the audience. I was like, oh my gosh, you're killing it.
But like I said, I was like, in my fantasies, I rap like Nicki Minaj. Like, I don't really think I rap like Nicki Minaj. She's her own woman. She kills it. I was like, this is just me being me.
In front of the whole world to watch, though.
For the whole world to see. Yep, exactly.
If you're not having fun, why do it? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking on hosting. Now you're going to be a judge on So You Think You Can Dance,
Yeah.
right? I mean, big deals, obviously. Are you nervous before you approach these new, I mean, they're kind of new careers, like, or they're new facets to your career?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like nowadays you can kind of explore whatever lights you up. I think if you're passionate about something, people can tell, and that's something that's attractive. But I grew up dancing. I mean, like, my entire life, I feel I was centered around music or dancing or acting. It's just performance in general. So it's really amazing. I actually already filmed an episode with them, which were the auditions.
Cool.
And I had the best time ever. And it was just really amazing seeing people who care about dance so much and to be able to have this opportunity to share their passion and their love with the world. It's a really cool thing.
I have a question. Wait, I have a question.
Huh?
What kind of judge are you gonna be? Are you like badass? Or
No,
are you
Nigel
like
called me the Paula Abdul.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You don't hurt anyone's
I
feelings.
that's why is that a bad thing, Nigel? I was like, she's nice. Like, that's great. Yeah, I'm the nice one. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah.
But you got to be
Yeah.
honest. If they're
Yeah,
not good, you
of
can't be like,
course.
great. Like,
Well, no.
Yeah.
I tell them, like, you know, you need to take more time focusing on your craft and putting more. This was my line. Putting more tools on your tool belt.
I'm getting on a
Because
t-shirt.
it's true. Like, if you need to learn more, you gotta go get new things.
That's a very PC answer.
My,
which is
my
great.
third grade teacher used that line. It's
Really?
good. Yeah.
Well,
I like that.
nice to bring you back in time.
What are you looking for? Like, when you're judging, what are you looking for in somebody who deserves to make it through to the next round and So You Think You Can Dance?
Well, I mean, like, being technical is definitely a major thing that is needed to be a great dancer.
Yes.
You have to be trained very well. But there's a certain it factor, I think, that some performers have and some performers don't. You know, it's that little sparkle and that twinkle behind the eyes and just a way that you feel a bit more connected and more passion from someone. That's what I'm looking for.
Beautiful. And I mean, you see that in the people you work with too over the years, yeah?
Totally, yeah. And I see it in some people that I haven't worked with over the years at a distance. And just really interesting to see what hits, what doesn't.
Cool. So You Think You Can Dance. I'm pumped.
I want to go back to the list you said. You said you made a list and Vanessa was at the top of it. But like, do you know who you beat out to get on the song? Like, do you know who else is on this list?
I have no idea.
Shawn?
It wasn't even about like beating someone out, you know. I wouldn't even want to like go back and look at that and compare because there's no point. This is art we made, and we put it out there, and that's how it exists, and that's how it was supposed to exist.
And I guess it worked out.
Amen.
Beyond worked out, and it's also it's a different story, and it's a completely different song with you two on it together.
Exactly.
You can't
And-
compare it. You really can't.
Exactly. Nothing compares. I just was gonna break out into song.
Oh wow. I was, I was,
Good.
do you think High School Musical, if released today, would work exactly how it came out before?
I don't know. It's been a while. Things change over a decade.
High School's a little different now.
High school is no. I feel like patterns are the same. I feel like in that sense things haven't changed much, but it's all everything surrounding them, like the school, like their phones. Like Sharpay would not have a sidekick in this day and age. She would have an iPhone.
Yeah.
But you're right. Stick to the status quo. That song still would resonate today.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's why it's so timeless. All the themes are very prominent in life. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like, we've all been through that crap.
Would you approve a High School Musical reboot if they decided to bring it back?
I think that it's a great story. I grew up on musical theater, and so if we can keep bringing musical theater into kids' lives, I am 100% for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You and Gigi, I watched the videos on YouTube. You're great. Same thing when you did Rent here at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Would you want to go back?
Yeah, of course. Musical theater is like my home. When I'm on a stage, I feel like nothing can go wrong, which is maybe not the right thing to think. I don't know.
Pretty much everything and anything can go wrong.
I know, but I feel comfortable enough on the stage that even if things did go wrong, it would be fine because I'd figure it out.
That's special.
It's just like the most alive I feel, I think, being on a stage, performing. I feel just like very alive. It's a wonderful thing.
Do you have to match that when you do a music video or you go on set? Or is it just a different version
It's
of...
all different. It's all different, but the same focus and the same professionalism. I think that that's one thing I pride myself on is my professionalism. And you bring that to everything that you do, and it kind of changes the tone, I think.
What motivates you now to keep going?
Love, passion. I don't know.
No,
In
no.
what sense? Going in
No,
what?
I mean expanding and doing different things and not even
Oh.
sticking to the same old mold because you didn't. Like you...
No,
every-
it's boring.
Always boring.
It's boring. You don't want to do the same thing over and over again. Like, life is so complicated. Why not allow our work to show that?
Beautiful. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. I'm just about to go grab a coffee. You guys want?
I was like, what do you think about the Spring Breakers 2 sequel that they're making with none of the original cast?
I'm very interested to see what it is. I love that movie.
Why did they not ask any of you guys? Did they not even bring it to you?
No, it must be like a whole new thing. I'm not offended, but like it was such a cool project. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, see what Matthew McConaughey does in that.
I know. Is that
Apparently it's starring Matthew McConaughey. They haven't really said anything else about it, but that's the one name they have released.
for the Spring Breakers too?
Yes.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
And Harmony's doing it.
No,
Make
am I
room.
wrong? I'm getting a head shake.
Yeah, I feel like Matthew McConaughey is doing his own thing with Harmony Korine.
Okay, well, I don't know what I'm talking about then.
Good job, Dan.
I got Google.
Should we look it up? Let's look it up. We'll all find out together.
You look it up. Question. Last High School Musical question.
Okay.
Just for 90s kids and my peers, right?
Yes.
An R-rated High School Musical. Have you ever thought of it ever? Like,
I mean, like I've joked about it in interviews, I think.
yeah.
But the actuality of it, I mean, my first movie was 13
Okay. Wait,
with Evan Rachel Wood and
I
Nikki
don't know.
Reed.
I've never seen it.
It's a great movie.
Well, you've got homework.
I do.
She's writing it down. Look
I'm writing it down.
Nah, it's a good movie.
But it's like really messed up 13-year-old stuff. So I guess it would be like that ish with song and dancing.
I
That's
think I
a
really,
great way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I really offended Zach by saying I hadn't watched High School Musical because he hasn't talked to me ever
No,
since.
no.
I mean, I
think
need
it's
to make it up to you somehow.
Do I think it's crazy?
Should we watch it together?
I would
We can
lo-
order pizza. We can drink wine. We
Sean.
can have a night.
Dude.
We can watch We can have a High School Musical night.
I would
I'm like, I
love.
might join in that.
Come on.
There's like 3 of them, right?
I would love nothing more.
I think we should do it.
I wouldn't even force you to duet with me. But by the way, I sing both parts, so
Sure you do.
I mean, yeah, really. I think to me, I do it well. But you can judge it.
That's like me and Nicki Minaj.
yeah.
I have an update, I think.
Oh, well. Oh.
It says The Beach Bum, which Harmony Korine will write and direct,
Yes. That is
Starring-
not Spring Breakers.
starring Matthew McConaughey.
Exactly.
Okay. He's
So
like
it's
the
not-
perfect beach bum.
Yeah. All right.
We'll leave it at that because I don't know what I'm talking about now.
My side. We're gonna move on.
But is there a Spring Breakers too?
yes.
They're saying it's
Okay.
loosely based on it. It's like they're calling it a sequel.
Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
so Beach Bum is based on Spring Breakers.
Yeah, they're calling it a sequel.
Oh.
Gotcha.
This is what everyone's shaking my head. Like this is what the article's saying.
Wow.
I have an EP to get to.
Fact checkers.
My side of your story.
Yes.
It releases June 16th.
Yes.
Is this your side of any relationship you're in of any kind?
Well, yeah, I mean, the title stems from basically the content of the 4 songs on this record. There's only 4. In the last year and a half, I co-wrote and wrote about 80 songs. and these are 4 out of the 80. So
Okay, so like, how do you even like really like? How do you
Realistically,
know?
yeah.
Like, how do you know that these are the 4 out of the 80 you created?
I mean, there's various stages of like the songwriting process. I mean, some of the songs are just piano vocal. Some of them are fully produced. Some of them I'm still waiting for producers to send in to me.
Wow.
But yeah, it's quite the process, you know. And I trust my team around me that I kind of use as my musical sounding boards. And in that year and a half, it's not like you're getting 80 songs at once. You're getting maybe 2 songs a week, and you're kind of listening, oh, so, I like this one better. And then you come back to it a month later and be like, hey, actually, remember that song that was just piano vocal? I wonder what that would sound like produced. And then you decide, okay, who's going to produce this record? So we arrived at these 4 songs, and, you know, when I was thinking about the title for this record, I just realized, like, wow, like, a lot of these songs are about relationships and the adversity in relationships, and it's really my side of the story of each of these songs, and I thought it'd be a pretty relevant title.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you start, because I think you're an amazing songwriter.
Thank you.
Do you start with a melody first or with an idea for lyrics first?
Usually I start with melody or music and get a vibe, and then I feel like what that emotion and vibe, I try to find out what that is evoking lyrically, and then conceptually. Although reminding me of a concept I got in a fight with my girlfriend. We just had left the gym, and she was like, you know, babe, we've been going to the gym for like a month, and I've been working out so hard, I just don't feel like anything's happening. I was like, well, you should really try harder, you know, you need to put in more effort. And she's like, wrong. And I was like, oh God, right away I realized I did something like, it was bad. And she goes, Shawn, remind me why I'm still with you. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But then I was like, oh, that's like an interesting concept.
Yeah.
And so I took that to the studio, and I was telling the guys about it. And instead of writing a song about remind me why I'm still with you, that might be a hip hop song later, we flipped the concept to be like, this person's reminding me of someone I used to be with.
But just those 2 words brought out this song.
Yeah.
It started it.
It spiked, like, just the flipping the concept started that. And then I went from there, oh, actually that reminds me, no pun intended, but it put me in that place of like being in that relationship, or using a relationship to kind of get over a relationship, and not even consciously using it. Just once you're in it, you get the perspective of like, you have something to compare a previous relationship to. But that's what songwriting is. It's not as, like, I would love to say it's so spontaneous that I can just go in and like go on spontaneity and I get channeled from God and it's all done. But usually it's a lot of crafting, and you start with a melody and you see if you can beat that melody, and then you have a lyric and you listen to it next week, the week later, and see if it sounds better, and you just build from it. That's kind of my process from it.
So it's, I don't want to say it's not personal, because it is, because it's you and
yeah.
you're doing it, but not every song actually happened in your life. Like, it's not a direct representation.
Yeah, like, it's not as black and white. It really, some songs are, like, there have been specific moments where I just sit down and be like, I write about that one moment, and usually those songs don't make it on my record. But for the most part, I'm sitting in a studio trying to draw from those experiences and trying to come up with something that I think other people will relate to, and make sure it's listenable and something that I'm proud to put out.
Are you actively writing always?
Yes. Yeah. I had a session 2 days ago. Yeah. I have to.
Yeah. So out of the 80 you have, right? So you have 84s going on to the EP. Would you ever part ways with the others if you found another home or another vessel for the songs?
It's funny. It's like, without even trying, there's been some really big artists that have been interested, because I've co-written with some pretty big writers that have played the songs in other sessions.
Cool.
So I can only take 4 songs on this particular vessel, and I have a whole bunch of other songs I've co-written with other people that they've played for bigger artists, and I'm like, okay, if this person wants to cut it, they can take it.
All yours.
What's that?
It's all yours.
Yeah, I mean, I want my music to exist. I want to exist. It's like my release, and it's just my craft. And if I can only put up 4 songs out of 80, I want someone else to take that art and put it out.
You're not selfish, because some people would say that there's songs that are just meant for me, right? But you're okay with your art existing in any fashion. Yeah, I'm really big on collaborating and making great music. Like, I just want to be whatever part of it, whether I'm writing melody, whether I'm singing, whether I'm performing. Performing is my main squeeze, but in terms of creating art, I want to, that's what I get off on, and that's what I want to put out. Very cool. Reminding Me is a single. My Side of Your Story is the EP from Shawn Hook. It is out June 16th. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh,
Thanks for having us.
It means a lot.
I can't wait for a pizza wine night High School Musical viewing party.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Don't
Rager.
don't hurt with my heart, you know? Don't toy with my emotions.
Hey, I texted you last
Don't
time.
break my heart.
You owe me now. You tell me.
My
Tell me now.
breaky heart.
It's a word association game.
Billy Ray, love you. Love you.
That
Let it
song
Billy
was
Ray.
massive. That song was massive.
By the way, yeah, seeing you two at the Billboard Music Awards like radio room like together, it's nice. It was, you know,
Billy is the sweetest.
he seems like the coolest human being.
He was so adorable. I haven't seen him in years. Like, me and Miley used to hang out, and like Billy Ray would be around, Dad, of course, and like I just haven't seen him in a really long time. And he's like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, I'm hosting this thing with Luda.
What are you doing?
And he's like, no, oh, I am so proud of you.
Oh, man.
And he's like, we need a picture. And he's like, is there a photographer around here? He's like, I am just so proud of you.
That's
I was like,
amazing.
thanks, Billy Ray.
When those moments happen, because it is like you're catching up with people from high school or middle school, you know,
Yeah.
like because those are the years that are like that's where you spent that time in your life.
Well, it's just all over the place. The amount of people I feel that you meet in this business in general, and like being in it for so
It's a small
long,
world.
it's pretty crazy.
And the fact that you can take it all in and even remotely kind of attempt to remember all of them in the moments, you can't really.
No, I mean, I meet a lot of people that they're like, hey, remember me from blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah.
Of course.
Meaning, oh, I have no idea.
That's why Oprah goes, nice to see you, because
It's so smart.
yes.
I don't feel bad about it because the person was a dick. But I was like, hi, Vanessa, nice to meet you. And he goes, we've met. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, what was your name? And he's like, you don't remember? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm Vanessa. What is your name? I'm like, I just want to know your name so I can call you by your name. I'm sorry. Is that a crime? It's horrible.
I would have walked away mid-conversation.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fine. But now I do. Now, nice to meet you is always a very good thing.
Vanessa Hudgens, Shawn Hook, any last questions?
No.
Any other, bull squash facts? you
Well,
wanna
I've
pull
been
out?
reading about it this last few minutes, and I still think I might be right.
Okay. Sure. You do your thing. Shawn Hook, Vanessa Hudgens.
Thank you,
Love for
Zach.
the two of you and deep appreciation. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Woo!